Good afternoon. This is
Hi.
Munira from Chicagoland. I
Hi.
am the CEO and founder of Kismet Ventures, Inc., and I'm based out of Chicago. And I am doing these segments where I am finding people who are instilling value in other people, but not exposing themselves enough. So I am on a path where I'm going to expose them for them to other people who are watching these channels and then promote them because I know that they are bringing value to people who are listening to them, and there are people out there who need to instill the values that my co presenters are bringing to us. Today we have Maggie Jean. Hi, Maggie Jean.
Hi, Munira. How are you?
I'm good. And Maggie Jean, you are in Houston?
I am in Houston. I am like a few miles east of Houston in a town called Baytown. Yeah, live in Houston, Texas.
Okay. And how is the weather there?
Right now, as we speak, we're just experiencing some really strong rains, but it's Houston, and if it's not hot, then you're not in Texas. So, hey, I've learned to live with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Maggie Jean, I'm doing interviews with people who are influencers like you, and I know that you have a lot of value to share with us. I'm going to start with the question. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Munira, for having me on your program. I really do appreciate it. And I want to tell you thank you for allowing me to share who I am with you and other people who may just have an interest. I'm originally from the Caribbean, from an island called Saint Lucia. And a few years ago, I moved to the United States because I was in search of something bigger and grander for myself.
Okay.
Um, I'm a business owner, and what I bring to the table is coaching in the leadership and business area. So I'm a leadership and business coach. I'm a speaker, and I am a team trainer. What I do is help businesses, brick and mortar, business owners, 5 employees or more, and emerging leaders get the best out of themselves. Everybody wants results. But everybody find it a little difficult to walk the path that's going to give them the results that they want. So as a coach, I help people bring out of themselves what is already there to be better and stronger leaders so they can get the results, the engagement, the productivity from the teams so the bottom lines can be a lot greener. That's who I am.
That's awesome. So, you've got it down. You just spoke this without a hiccup because you've got it down. That's an awesome trait because most people are still looking for their path. And so when you said 5 employees and above for the businesses, where do you find these and how do you talk them into your program?
Very nice questions. Whenever everybody has a need, every business has a need, and every business, the intention is to grow and to keep growing. You can only grow with your team. You can only grow if your employees are engaged. So I do a lot of, connecting. I would go to, if there is an event where I can meet business owners or people who may be interested in the growth of their business, then we can build a relationship and then I can find out how I can help you because it's very important that the business owner grow themselves. So I prefer to have a conversation with the business owner about their own personal growth. And then we're going to start talking about the growth of their other leaders and their employees. But I do a lot of events. I go to a lot of events so I can connect with people. And the referrals are great. So those persons whom I've worked with in the past, I always would like them to talk about me, to recommend me, so I can continue doing the work that I'm doing right now.
That's great. So one thing, so I'm going to go back to the first thing that you said was that you came from Saint Lucia and you came here. Why did you choose to come here? I mean, what was the, I know everybody, I mean, I'm an immigrant myself, and for me, the grass was greener on the other side because I come from Kenya. But the thing was that I was like, I'm always curious as to why people move, you know, could it be, I don't know. So I'm asking you.
Well, I think most times people move because they want their lives to be better. They want a different challenge, you know, they want to do, you know, something new. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something new. I wanted to expose myself to all that I could be, you know. I just felt that, you know, I had been in banking for many years, and I just felt that I was limited to growing myself. And so I took a leap of faith, and I decided, you know, let me go look at greener pastures, you know, and I have not yet regretted one day, because here I am, you know. I've had a wonderful experience in my work life, you know. I worked, I had a job, I had a very demanding job, and I gave my best, you know, and I've decided that I want to do something else, because, you know, your life continues to change. You as an individual, you continue to evolve all the time. And I just wanted a new challenge. And I've gotten what I've longed for from the time I was a child, to be able to help people feel significant, and to be able to help people know how valuable they are, and to help people know that they have the skill to help someone else, you know. That's what I wanted to bring to the world, and I'm glad that I'm here.
No, that's awesome. See, my reason to move from Kenya was to give the best to my kids. When I came here, my oldest daughter was 9 and my youngest son was almost 5, just a month shy of being 5. So I had 4 kids and I brought them all, and I was thinking, what was I thinking? So my main purpose was not to come for me, but to come for my kids, because the education was better, and, you know, I did good, I think. So they're grown now. My son is 28 this year. So, you know, when I look at them, I'm very proud of what I have been able to accomplish. So I always want to know why people move. And then I know most people move because most of them move because of the greener pastures, but then there are some people who have very incredible stories as to why.
Absolutely. Well, my 2 daughters were already here in college. They both went to university. And the only one I took along with me was my son, who, of course, is a grown adult, married with his family. But my son came here, went to school, and he joined the military. I am so proud to know that my son has served. You know,
Yeah.
my son was and is still in service of this country. That makes me feel like I've really made my contribution. Honestly, I feel very proud of that moment, and I always celebrate, you know, Memorial Day with him, because I know he is also proud that he served in the military.
Great. Thank you for his service.
Indeed.
And keeping us safe. I really appreciate that. So coming back to your business now, because it's all about you and we're promoting your business. When you said that everybody needs to grow, there are many businesses who are small businesses, very small, less than 10 employees. And when you approach them, they are very closed-minded, where they don't think they need to grow. How do you convince such a business owner as to that they need your services?
You know, Munira, I really do not know if I subscribe to the term small business, simply because no matter whether the business owner has 2, 3, 5 employees, 100 and more employees, at the end of the day, the goal is to stay in business. And to stay in business, you either give your clients the best service ever, and you have 2 clients: the internal client, which is your employee, and the external client. Both are very valuable to you. So the conversation you're going to have with that business owner is, what value do you bring to the table that you can continue impacting and engaging your employees, who ultimately will give your external customers, your regular customers, the quality of service, that world-class service they deserve, so you're going to remain in business. Now, most business owners will tell you, yeah, I'm doing that. But, how are you doing that? Because if you're just thinking that you're coming to work and your employees will do for you what you ask, that is not the answer. The answer is, how about you? Are you investing in yourself and in your growth? Because your business will never outgrow the level of your thinking. And it starts with you. So you have that conversation, and it's going to be more or less like a coaching conversation. And you ask the questions, because you do know that as coaches, John Maxwell coaches, we ask great questions. But the intent is on listening to what they're not saying, and you bring it to their attention so that they could grow. So if a business owner does not want to invest in themselves, does not want to grow, does not want to be engaged in a coaching relationship, then that business is not going to be very long lasting. It's going to be fleeting. So I'd like to think that most business owners would have a passion to listen so that they themselves can continue growing.
So you said you do a lot of network events and you go to a lot of the network events. When you do your events, where do you have them and how often?
Well, I do not host. Most times I'm invited, or if I find something that really speaks to me, maybe online or someone send me an invitation, then I will go. But I'm very intentional about the events that I attend to. I'm very intentional about the events that I attend. I want to engage with people who are really interested in growing themselves and their businesses, because sometimes, you go to events and you don't learn much, but you try to make connections simply because you want people to know, I'm here, I can extend an olive branch. And if you're interested in growing and helping your team grow, I'm here for you. So if I'm invited to a breakfast or lunch or something that is very engaging, something probably social and relaxing, and it speaks to me, then I'll certainly go.
Okay. So when you find a business and you start engaging the customer, how many times do you speak to them, or how many touches do you make to the customer before they decide that they need you?
Oh, it varies, Munira. It varies. Some people will see the immediate benefit, and some people will take a longer time, to take action. And there's some people who just don't see the benefit at all. But I will continue to say that every decision in itself is a decision. The longer you take, the more you procrastinate, the less money, the more money you lose because, hey, you just want to grow. So, and growing for a business is, how can I increase profitability? That's what growing means to any business owner. So I would invite any business owner to, take immediate action. Just take immediate action because it's very competitive out there, and you got to help yourself let people know that you have a business.
That's great. I feel that, most coaches have the same mindset where they allow the business owner to make the decision. But is there any way we can speed up this process or just let the wheels churn?
Well, of course, there's a way you can help the client speed up the process based on the questions you ask. What do you want? for this year, you know, how far you see yourself growing. And if I can show you free ways that I can help you grow a lot faster this year, would you be interested? I mean, and if you have something to back this up, because you know you have clients in the past who can testify that you've helped them get to the next level. I mean, it would be on that business owner not to want to be involved in something that can be of benefit. So sometimes you've got to give them a little nudge. You've got to give them a little push. Come on, man. It's your business. You want to keep falling by the wayside, or you want to grow by leaps and bounds, you know? But also, if that business is not a vision, if that business person is not a visionary, it's going to take some time. So sometimes you have a little more work to do. And some people who just know, hey, I know what I want. I know what I stand for. I'm going for that. So, hey, yes, sometimes you got to push, but sometimes you got to pull back.
That's great advice. So I have a client that came to us, and because he was a sponsor for one of my events, we had promised him, 3 mastermind sessions and then a leadership game from John Maxwell. And we finished all that, but now he doesn't answer any of my calls. So what advice would you give me?
So since he does not answer your calls, is he far away from you? Can you drive? Can you pay him a visit?
Well, he doesn't have a set office per se, but he has different locations that he's at. But, I've contacted the different locations, and the managers of that location say that, we don't know when he's going to show up.
Yeah, the gatekeeper. So, well, if the gatekeeper knows that you're trying to reach him and you've left messages, sometimes, Munira, you got to bite the bullet and move on, because there are other people out there waiting for you. There are other people who need your services. There are other people who are anxious and eager. We just don't know it yet. So sometimes you bite the bullet and you just move on and find someone else who has the respect that they know they have to grow, that they know they want to remain in business. Sometimes it's just not worth it, exerting all that energy is something that just may not be beneficial, because, at the end of the day, you're in business, you're a business owner too.
Yes.
And your goal is to, help people get better, but at the same time, you have your own needs, you have the things that you have to take care of. And if you keep knocking on this one door and it does not open, it's time to move on, find something else, find someone else who really does need you.
That's great advice. Thank you. Then you said something about that you are John Maxwell certified coach. Tell me how you got into that and what benefit.
Oh, I love this question, Munira. I love this question. Munira, all my life, I have traded time for money. And I enjoyed every single job that I've had and that I have. I really did, because I love to have fun and I love to work with people. And I have been lucky enough to have been given a platform where I was able to grow so many people. But in my heart, as a young girl, I always knew that I wanted to do something somewhere that had something to do with psychology. I just didn't know what it was, but I knew I had to do something like that. I just love people, and I wanted to always help people. So some years ago, I decided that, hey, you know what? I want to start preparing for the day that I am going to retire, or the day that I decide, you know what? I want to experience my life as being a business owner and to really enjoy the freedom of controlling my life and my time. So it was the beginning, January of, I think it was 2016 or 2015. And, I saw a friend of mine on Facebook talking away. My friend's name is Maricela. Once upon a time, we worked together. And I was wondering what she was talking about, and she was just talking about coaching and training and all of that. And I sent her a message. I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Well, I'm talking about this, that, and the other, the John Maxwell team." I'm like, "Okay, share some more." And she did, and she realized the urgency and excitement in my voice, and she said, hey, I can get someone to call you. I said, do that, and what do you know? On that day, I was signing on the bottom line because I knew I had found what I wanted to do, because coaching people, helping people be better. And speaking, I love to speak. I love to make people feel good. I love to inspire people to go do the things that they need to do. And I've always worked with teams. I've always helped my team lead me to where I want to go. And so I think it was a great opportunity for me. And I signed up with the John Maxwell team. And I am just really happy that I am where I belong. With the John Maxwell team, I've had the opportunity to train people in Costa Rica. I have traveled to so many places, so I'm more or less an international coach, an international speaker, an international trainer. And I am so satisfied because I have found what I really want to do for the rest of my life. So I can jump out anytime and decide, hey, that's what I'm going to do full time, which I have.
That's awesome. I love the enthusiasm that you have. So when people find you, and so my question then would be, are you only working with businesses, or do you also do individual coaching?
Yes, ma'am. I work with business owners, business executives, and emerging leaders. A business owner who has 5 or more employees is really my target. And an emerging leader in a business who has a desire for growth, wanting to move up the ladder, that is one of the clients I will work with, definitely. So I work with individual people and I work with businesses.
That's great. So you give me ideas, right? You have my mind churning as well, because, as coaches, we want to instill these values in people. We want to help people grow. So what about those people who are growing and then they are at the end of the rope because they don't know how to grow anymore?
That's when they really do need a coach. That's when they really do need a coach. You need a coach at every stage in your life, because there are different kinds of coaches. There are life coaches. I am a business and a leadership coach. So someone in business who wants to grow and feel that they're at the end of their rope, they just need that coach now to help bring out the best in them, because it's there. They just don't know where else to go. And that growth that they now want may not be continuing with that company. It may be continuing somewhere else, or maybe, a new career entirely. But it's there. You never stop growing, Munira. You absolutely never stop growing. So this is where a coach is vital in that person's life. When you feel a little stuck, because you're not stuck. You just need new eyes. You just need someone to inspire you some more. You just need a different cheerleader to get you out of where you are right now. And that's why I come in. That's why I come in as the coach, because I know that's what I am skilled to do. And I can help you.
Awesome. I see you've got Oprah's picture behind you.
Yeah. So
Is she?
Oprah and I has the same hair. So I love Oprah because you know what Oprah stands for, and you know Oprah's story. So I really do love her, and I feel inspired when I walk into my office and I see her, because I tell myself this is where she was, this is her journey, those were her gaps, and this is where she is right now. And she continues to give, because you can't receive if you don't give. I also have the picture of Richard Branson. I love Richard Branson. Let me show you Richard Branson over here.
I have to wear my glasses. Oh, there you go.
Yes. And Richard Branson also have a great story. You can also Google him and read on him. But I love him because he's a great philanthropist. I love to give, and I give with all my heart. I'm a volunteer with Habitat for Humanity, and it makes me feel so good when I go out there and help them out, and I put a nail in that wall, and I'm, you know, pounding it with the hammer, even though I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that I am helping because I really, really love to help. I have a passion for helping people. So Richard Branson is that philanthropist for me that I really do admire, and of course, Oprah, whose journey that I love, and the fact that she too loves to give. Yes, that's why I have those.
So they are your inspirators.
So are my inspiration. They're so, you know, they so are my inspiration. There's not much you have to take to inspire me, because if I'm in the business of coaching and inspiring people, I inspire myself. You know, I have a story that, you know, lots of people would just love to hear. So I want to be that person to help someone else breathe new life into this themselves.
So one day we'll have a call and you'll tell me your story.
I certainly will. I certainly will, Munira. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for adding value to me and to the people who are going to watch this. This is an awesome, you know, session, because you've just, with Oprah in the picture, I admire that woman like crazy, although I missed a lot of her shows because I was working.
You know, there's nothing about missing anything. You know, now you can go back and watch whatever you want.
Yes.
Yes. Forever. Well, you know, Munira, before you go, I just want people to know that, of course, I offer coaching to businesses and to individuals. I have a game. We have a game called the Leadership Game. It's an assessment tool that is played in a very nice social environment, but then you can learn so much about your employees and so much about yourselves. I can offer businesses lunch and learns. That's for free, you know, so you could tell whether you would like to hire me to help your people grow some more. I offer masterminds, you know, we would mastermind on any growth and development book, and as long as it's written by John Maxwell. And of course, I speak, and I love to speak, and I love to speak on integrity in leadership. I love to speak on, you know, influence. I love to speak on dreams. You know, that's the topics I love to speak on.
Well, thank you. So I'm gonna upload this on YouTube, and then people can find you.
Yes.
And I appreciate your time today.
I appreciate your time too. Thank you for doing that.
You are so welcome, and thank you for adding value to my life. Have a good day.
Thank you for adding value, Munira. Have a blessed day. Thank you.